Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
I never thought I'd be typing this out, especially not from this place. This old house, my grandfather's, it's been my sanctuary since I moved back in after college. Just me and Maze. Maze is my dog, a scruffy terrier mix I rescued 5 years ago. He's more than a pet. He's my shadow, my furry alarm clock, my only real constant. That's why leaving him for 3 weeks for a mandatory work trip was so hard. I left Maze with Kinsley, my neighbor who lives a few miles down the winding dirt road. She's a sweet, older woman who loves animals, and I trusted her completely. The cabin can feel pretty isolated, so I was grateful to have her close by, especially for Maze. The entire time I was gone, I missed him like crazy, constantly checking Kinsley's photo updates of him chasing squirrels or napping by her fireplace. I counted down the days until I could finally come home. When Kinsley pulled up in her old pickup truck last Tuesday, Maze in the passenger seat, I practically sprinted out of the house. I expected Maze to burst out, a whirlwind of happy barks and frantic tail wags like he always did. He'd usually jump on me, lick my face until I couldn't breathe, a true reunion. But he didn't. He ambled out slowly, his tail giving a few half-hearted thumps against his side. He sniffed my outstretched hand, then looked up at me with these eyes. They weren't Maze's eyes. They were too still, too dark somehow, even for a brown-eyed dog. Kinsley laughed, saying, "He's just a little sleepy, Trevor. Missed his naps at my place, I reckon." I tried to brush it off, telling myself he was just tired or still adjusting. After all, 3 weeks is a long time for a dog. But the little things kept piling up. Maze, my Maze, was obsessed with his squeaky rubber chicken. It was his prized possession. He'd bring it to me every morning, demanding playtime. This dog, he walked right past it, ignored it completely. Later, I found him chewing on an old, splintered stick from the yard, something Maze would never do. He had sensitive gums. I tried to coax him with his favorite brand of kibble, the expensive, grain-free stuff he practically inhaled. He sniffed it, then turned his nose up. He only ate the generic dry food I bought in a pinch from the corner store when I ran out of his usual bag. Maze, my picky eater, wouldn't touch that stuff with a 10-foot pole before. Then there were the physical differences. Maze always had a small, almost imperceptible scar on his left ear from a puppyhood tussle with a rose bush. I'd checked Kinsley's photos of him and it was there. But now, gone, smooth skin, not a trace. I ran my fingers over his ear then again. Nothing. My heart started to beat a little faster. I even checked his paw pads. Maze had this one dark spot on his front left paw like a little ink blot. It wasn't there. His paw pads were uniformly pinkish-black. I tried to call Kinsley casually to ask if she'd noticed anything. She just laughed again. "Trevor, dear, you just got back. You're probably just overthinking things. Dogs change a bit when they get older. He's perfectly fine." But he wasn't. He wasn't fine. He spent most of his time watching me, not with affection, but with an unnerving intensity, as if studying my movements, my habits. At night, the cabin used to be peaceful, filled with Maze's soft snores from his bed beside mine. Now there's silence. He refuses to sleep on his bed. He retreats to the darkest corner of the living room, sometimes under the heavy old dining table, and just sits there. I hear faint scraping noises, almost like claws on wood, but when I check, he's just sitting, staring into the dark. Sometimes I catch a glint in his eyes that feels predatory. My skin crawls. 2 nights ago, I found a squirrel carcass on the porch, neatly gutted, placed right by the door. Maze was never a hunter. He'd chase squirrels, sure, but he never caught them, let alone did that. When I looked at Maze, he was sitting at the edge of the porch, looking at the squirrel, then at me, then back at the squirrel, as if expecting something. His head was tilted at an unnatural angle, too far to the side, and a low, chittering sound, like something trying to imitate a human laugh, escaped his throat. That night I woke to a scraping sound, not from the living room, but from inside my bedroom near the closet. Maze wasn't on his bed. He was standing by the closet door, his head cocked, his eyes glinting in the faint moonlight. And then he opened his mouth, not to bark, but to emit that same low, guttural chittering sound again, a sound I now recognize as a mocking, inhuman mimicry of glee. My blood ran cold. This wasn't Maze. It couldn't be. I bolted for the door, but it was stuck, jammed. I twisted the handle frantically, pulling, pushing. Nothing. The cabin's old wiring groaned and the lights flickered, casting long, dancing shadows of the imposter dog on the walls. Its eyes were fixed on me, wide and unblinking. It began to shamble closer, its gait jerky, unnatural, like a puppet on poorly controlled strings. I pressed myself against the door, my heart hammering, desperate to get out. It stopped a few feet from me, its head tilted, and a low, wet sound came from its throat. A sound that, for a horrifying second, was almost like my own name, whispered, stretched, and then broken. I'm still here, it's still here, and I don't know what to do. I hear it scratching at the door now, a deliberate, rhythmic sound. It knows I'm awake. It knows I know.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.